Oh my God, breaking news. This is the most breaking news I've ever heard. The Philip lady, who is one of the victims of Epstein, the one that basically was trafficked through him by a lie of basically being offered a modeling contract. She made the hugest okey doke to the Trump administration. She basically said on record, live on TV, that us Epstein victims are actually creating our own list, our own client list, because we know the names as well. Basically saying that if you, Trump administration, don't release the names, we as victims will release the names of every person that abused us as well.
Hi guys, my name is Messi and you're welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I really do appreciate all your love and support towards this channel. It means a whole lot to me. So guys, I come across this explosive update and I thought to share, where Epstein victims are now threatening to compile their own list of names since Republicans have refused to release the full files. And let me tell you, a lot of people are standing behind them, except, of course, the conservatives who are already out here saying the victims are paid actors. So let's dive straight into the video and see how people are reacting to this. I'll be right back.
Transparency is justice. Release the files, end the secrecy, and stand with us in declaring that no one, no billionaires, no politicians, not world leaders, is above the law. And let me announce now, several of us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list of names. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them. Now, together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors and for survivors. No one else is involved. Stay tuned for more details on that. Because history is watching, and so are the women who will come after us. Thank you.
Mr. President Donald J. Trump, I cordially invite you to the Capitol to meet me in person so you can understand this is not a hoax. We are real human beings. This is real trauma.
The truth is, Epstein had a free pass. He bragged about his powerful friends, including our current president, Donald Trump. It was his biggest brag, actually.
In the year 2000, I was taken to Jeffrey Epstein's island while on a photo shoot on a nearby island. Who I saw and what I experienced there was a glimpse into a very dark and disturbing world.
I was working 3 jobs to try to support my mom and my sister when a friend of mine in the neighborhood told me that I could make $300 to give an older guy a massage. It went from a dream job to the worst nightmare.
When I got into the massage room, Jeffrey Epstein undressed and asked me to do things to him. My eyes welled up with tears, and I have never been more scared in my life. When it was over, he paid me $200 and requested in exchange that I bring a girl each time to make another $200.
Us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them. Now, together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know.
If Ghislaine Maxwell were pardoned, it would undermine all the sacrifices I made to testify and make mockery of mine and all survivors' suffering. That is why the Epstein Files Transparency Act is so essential.
With the privilege of speaking today on behalf of Virginia, Roberts Giuffre, as her family, look your young ones in the face, look them in the eye, and tell them you didn't stand against the very people who raped, molested, and preyed upon children and young women. Tell them you were willing to negotiate a deal.
And I am requesting every congressman and woman that goes against this bill be outed. I want to know.
The worst part is that the government is still in possession right now of the documents and information that could help me remember and help me heal.
Virginia said it best, and I quote, "I have physical and mental scars that will never heal. I have memories that will never go away."
I'm not afraid to name names. And so if they want to give me a list, I will walk in that Capitol on the House floor and I'll say every damn name that abused these women.
So this isn't one political party or the other. It's a culmination of everyone worked together to silence these women and protect Jeffrey Epstein and his cabal. The truth needs to come out. And the government holds the truth. The FBI, the DOJ, and the CIA holds the truth. This is the most important fight we can wage here in Congress, is fighting for innocent people that never receive justice. And the women behind me have never received justice.
I introduced today an amendment demanding the full release of the Epstein files. The Speaker's Rules Committee should demand a vote tomorrow of every member of Congress. Yes, we should release it, or no, we should not.
What reasonable explanation would any representative have for voting no on this? I could think of a couple, and they're not good. I feel inclined to speak on behalf of Democrats. We don't give a fuck if Bill Clinton's on there. I don't give a fuck if Obama's on there, or Bill Gates, or the evil George Soros. I want to see the fucking list. And it's interesting to me that I see a lot of MAGA creators that are changing their tune about the list, trying to drum up and say the list is a Democrat conspiracy. Because y'all know who's on that list. Deep down, in your heart of hearts, you fucking know who is on that list. And now you don't want it released. And that says more about you than it says about me. And I want you to remember the names of the representatives that voted no.
We don't care who's in the files, we are going after you. So if I had to sum up what happened today, we heard the stories of victims, and honestly, we heard the story of at least one person that has never come forward before today. This was the very first time that she was telling anyone in a semi-public way her story. And if I had to summarize the theme, I would say that their theme was to do something. It is probably the theme of the American people in general right now when it comes to government, is that they want us to do something. So
y'all, it is starting to go down. Let me catch you up. So the Democrats in the Congressional Oversight Committee are leading an effort to pretty much expose Donald Trump and the whole Jeffrey Epstein scandal, right? And in a shocking fucking vote, in an 8-2 vote, 3 Republicans sided with these Democrats to release these files. So, but what's happening is they're still kind of slow walking the release of these fucking files. Representative Ro Khanna said that of 300 gigabytes worth of files, the Congressional Oversight Committee has only received 1 fucking gigabyte. And of that 1 gigabyte, only 3% of that 1 gigabyte is new information, and 97% was already information in public domain. So it's clear that Republicans are like organizing this effort to kind of like hide whatever the fuck are in these files, and Democrats are exposing the fuck out of them. Stay tuned, you guys.
If Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's accomplice and partner in the sex trafficking scheme, is spending 20 years in prison for sex trafficking, and then Trump and his people said in February that there's a client list, but then yesterday there turns out to be no client list, but then Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for sex trafficking. Who was she sex trafficking people to if there was no list? Like, how was she convicted? Also, when the White House invited all of those influencers like DC Drano and Libs of TikTok, and they handed them a full binder of the Epstein files, what was in the Epstein files? What was in those binders? And also, if Jeffrey Epstein said that Donald Trump was one of his best friends, and then Republicans got fired up that they were going to release the files because it was going to expose all of the elites in the corruption with the sex trafficking and the...
It's not just politicians on the Epstein list, it's celebrities, it's world leaders. Good. air them motherfuckers out too. I want to see all of it. I need to know everybody. And then get them the fuck out of their position. Get them the fuck out of office. Prosecute them. Because they don't want to have to clean up this mess. That list is long. I don't care if it's one of my childhood heroes. I want them motherfuckers out. I want them motherfuckers out of their position. I want them out of the limelight. If y'all's out here sex trafficking and raping and fucking kids, I don't give a fuck who you is. You don't deserve what you got.
We have some major breaking news. So the Epstein survivors are tired of being silenced, and they've announced that they are making their own list. They know names, faces, and powerful people involved, and they're done waiting for the system to do the right thing. Listen to this.
They have emails, they have flight logs, they have a list they've compiled, right? And I feel like if they're not going to release this list to the public that everybody wants to see, we want to know who it is. A lot of us survivors know. We've been compiling lists of our own, and we have so many other survivors. Please come forward, and we'll compile our own list and seek justice for, on our own. I think
that is what real strength looks like. For years now, these survivors have been ignored and silenced. Meanwhile, the rich people are hiding behind money, lawyers, and influence, but now the Epstein survivors are taking control of their own story. But the fact that these survivors even have to build a list on their own in the first place shows you just how corrupt and broken our system is. Instead of protecting the victims and demanding justice, the people in power have done everything they can to silence them and hide the truth. Many of the survivors who have brought these cases to court, like the ones involving Donald Trump, have had their lives threatened and their families' lives. But here's the thing, the truth can't stay buried forever. These survivors have receipts. They know the network that enabled Epstein, and now they're shining light on it.
Now, I want to talk about the conservatives who have otherwise to say about this whole Epstein saga that is going on. And I honestly don't understand how anyone in their right mind can look at victims, real people who were molested, traumatized, scared for life, and still call them paid actors. Like, are you okay? Seriously, what the hell is wrong with people? These survivors are telling their stories, reliving the darkest moments of their lives, and instead of compassion, instead of accountability, they get mocked, they get dismissed. And this is exactly why so many victims today stay silent, because society would rather protect predators and power than stand with the abused. And to me, it's so disgusting. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you believe Epstein files should be released fully no matter who is exposed? Because I know one thing for sure, the truth will always come out whether they like it or not. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and share to someone who needs to see this. People really need to know what's going on. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.